got to make sure this thing is just tuned in exactly where we want it. I'm just going to talk into the microphone.
That sounds a little creepy.
It does sound creepy. This makes me wonder how people can do ASMR.
Like, this is the great sounds of the internet, brought to you by River Sullivan.
Have you ever listened to those ASMR videos?
No.
Like people talk just like this. It's usually like a hot girl. She's like, we're just going to go to sleep. We're just going to go to sleep. And then they just look at the camera real weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy. I have to stop doing this because I'm looking you right in the eye, Wayne.
It's getting a little awkward over here. I'm hiding behind the screen now. I'm just hiding behind the little pop screen, you know.
Well, hey guys, what's going on here? River Sullivan coming at you right here, yet again for another episode of This Evening Tonight. And not with me here today, Martin. Martin couldn't make it here today, but we do have another special treat for you coming at you right here from Season 1, Episode 3 from the Battle of Midway. My good friend and compadre, Navy Wayne. Anchors away, go.
Hey, how's it going now? Good to see you.
I'm going to put anchors away right after that when I edit.
Sounds good to me.
So what's going on with you, Wayne? I ain't seen you here in a while, man.
Not too bad. Just don't add in the in the Navy so onto the end.
No promises. No promises.
Everything's going good. Everything's going good. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We definitely had we had a couple upgrades here. Hopefully, since we're on Season 2, the first couple episodes that we put out, we were having some issues with the audio controller that I got. Was this one of those fancy Focusrites, and we got the upgrade finally to get like a whole studio set up so we can get like 4 or 5 people in here. Quit squeaking. You stop rocking. God damn it. I just hear. He's a ghost.
I tried not to move. It was so accidental.
Do you want a wooden chair? Like the wooden chair won't recline. But God, I might make that the intro. Stop fucking squeaking. God damn it, now I just did it.
Priceless.
I paid good money for these chairs.
Now you just got to oil them up a little bit more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, chair. That's right. Tell the audience a story. All right, we are definitely not sponsored by WD-40, but I do have some that I need to spray these chairs down with because that's a killer. Like
it is.
Like when I'm doing commercial voiceover work, or like I have an audiobook I'm working on right now, and you'll be like, you're in the zone, you're working on a line, and just be like, and then. Fuck!
Hey, if you do a scary movie one, you can just work that in there for the door creaking.
Oh yeah,
just,
I mean, we did like I tried to do like a door creak sound effect when me and Martin were doing the it was like his little alien spooky story thing that just went on for a while. I tried to put a door effect in there, and it worked, but I didn't get the audio right, and I pissed myself off about it. Feels good. We are sampling some of these nice Budweiser Black Labels by Jim Beam, and they are fantastic.
Yes, this is pretty good. I got hooked on the Copper Lager originally that came out.
I bought those from the Biffus.
Yeah, good station right there.
Yeah, good old Biffus.
So I bought this. I was going to buy this, and they hadn't had the prices put into the system, so they just got the beer sitting there. And no price on the beer, and I'm like, but.
Yeah, I went there and actually picked those up today, and they were like, "We don't know what the price is." I said, "Okay, I'll wait."
Yeah.
I told them I was like, when they were selling those in Sixers, it was like $10, so I would imagine it's a skosh less than that. Mm-hmm. And it was like $7.50. I'm like, I'll take 2.
There you go. That's it.
I mean, Casa de Sullivan is kind of an isolated territory here, sitting on its mountain peaks of just amber waves of snow.
West Virginia?
Amber. Yeah, amber snow. Don't eat the amber snow. It's very important to remember, kids. Please don't eat the amber snow.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good.
So this evening here, tonight, or whatever time of day it is that you guys are watching this, we're going to talk here a little bit about energy. I want to put I feel like the Doctor Who theme song, Can't really put the actual Doctor Who theme song in there because I'll get a copyright strike. Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
I'll say what I want now, YouTube, since I'm off your platform primarily.
All kinds of crazy stuff going on YouTube right now.
Yeah, the whole Copa Kappa thing is actually, people are saying it's not too bad, so I might be able to reactivate the old gaming channel so people can get access to it, all 96 people on the planet that were enjoying those videos.
Well, hopefully your subscribers go up.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the gaming channel. It gave me the leg up on what it is I needed to ultimately lead me into podcasting, which this has been way more fun and hands down way easier than doing a YouTube edit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it might take me 4 hours to edit down like an hour and some change down to about an hour on a podcast. But then you take into account having original video that you have to edit every single time, plus the audio, plus the music, plus whatever effect it is you want to throw into it.
Yeah, and balancing out the time for this.
Because we also have these things called jobs. Because I can't believe it, but this evening tonight just not quite paying the bills just yet. It's weird. We're online with Stitcher, going online with iHeartRadio soon, looking at iTunes here, Google Podcasts, Sounder, and only got Spotify too, and only registered as of yesterday like 23 downloads, and that was with like 10 episodes uploaded. Like there's upwards of 10 hours of content on there, but you got to start small. That's the one thing I learned is we're not giving this up. I'm not giving this up because by God, I enjoy it and I've invested a lot of money into this.
I hear you.
And like an entire room of Casa Sullivan here has been converted into an office, and it is pristine.
You're going to really enjoy it when you do blow up. And
yeah, I mean, like I told you earlier, we got more guests lined up here. I already got like next week's podcast lined up. Going to have a good musical guest. Actually, have our first actual musical guest on the show. Nice. And that's a gentleman that has been blowing up. And I look for him to actually do pretty well. Like I know they've been selling good on Amazon. I bought their albums, but stupid chair. I hate you, chair. Quit squeaking.
I certainly would
for the love of God.
I certainly would love to join you for a lot more of these casts. Our schedules, cross over and everything. So, yeah. But hopefully we can.
It is what it is. We get it figured out one of these days. This week I wanted to talk a little bit about energy. What is energy, you ask? I'm not talking about just us moving around and energy and electrolytes, and you got to drink Brondo because it's got what you crave. It's got electrolytes.
Right.
Idiocracy reference. We live in a state known as West Virginia, which is a huge coal state. For those who don't know, coal is pretty much what is referred to as fossilized dinosaur poop that has been crushed for millions and millions of years. And people like my father, who was a coal miner, go underground, dig this shit out, and have it refined and makes our energy so we can light up our homes and get refined into gasoline and makes everything go. But of course, as we are drawing here right into the very beginning of the 20s, we hear a lot of things. Hell, it was even in 2019. There's a lot of the people wanting to swap over new types of energy.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So I want to have this discussion with you, Wayne, but also I'm going to use it to just kind of bitch about it in the same point. Have you read about, and political alert, like I said, we try to stay away from politics. I'm not choosing any sides because, by God, they're both stupid. They are both stupid.
Yeah, they are.
And if I offended you, chances are you've picked a side and you've already been brainwashed.
Right.
So they're
agree.
You have to accept, like, they're both stupid. I've been listening to the whole impeachment thing over the radio, and I just started laughing because I'm like, that side said the same thing about the other side last time. This is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I've been laughing about. It's crazy. I've never been a supporter of the one. but I'm certainly not a supporter of the other. It's just become too much of a argument between the two.
So here's the thing, right? We all have access as people. We have access to social media and everything like that. Like y'all have access to this podcast because my God, you're here and you're listening to it.
And thank you for that.
Yes, thank you. We are not pooping on the fans. Hats off to the fans. Okay, my thing is, we all have Facebook or the Instagram or the Twitter or whatever. This is another platform that I take time in to produce. But at this evening tonight, we are not trying to utilize that platform as a political platform. This is not my soapbox that we're going to get up here and talk about. You're very seldomly, if ever, really going to hear me get deep-seatedly into politics because you know what? It's my business. Mm-hmm. I don't really care what Wayne has to think about politics and in his personal beliefs, because that's his personal beliefs. We're just here on the show trying to bullshit talk a little bit and just live our damn lives.
That's it. That's exactly it.
And especially for something like this that I would ascertain people are coming to as an entertainment, a sweet release from the bullshit outside that you've taken time to come and just have a little sit down with us and listen to us talk next to the fire.
Yeah. Yep.
And not talk about politics. So that's pretty much not what we're doing. And I lost my train of thought as to what led me to that. And we're back because River had a brain fart. And Wayne had to take him by his bit like a horse and bring him back into the stable and remind him what he was doing. So anyway, the slightly political thing is, because a lot of people have heard about it in the news, is the AOC new Green Deal.
Yes, yeah.
Now, I don't know if the AOC herself had completely written that. I don't care. Have you read it?
I actually have read part of it. It's been a while since I've read it.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, well, I find it absolutely laughable. It's only 5 pages.
I'm being sarcastic.
It's 5 pages. That was it.
It was like if, when I was a child, in like the 3rd grade, and they said, how would you combat global warming? I'd be like, Green New Deal. Okay. They probably stole that. One of us actually probably already wrote that in the 3rd grade, and it was stolen. I mean, don't get me wrong. In like a completely utopian society, the Green New Deal would work.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So for the quick rundown here, for those that don't know what the Green New Deal is, it was pretty much just written as, we got to save the planet. So everything that makes like a carbon-based emission that run like internal combustion, coal, anything like that, anything that burns an oil to run, to move, to do anything, we got to get rid of. We got to shut it all down. Like, and it's not just cars, it's not just locomotives, it's boats, airplanes. Like they're like if say we're going to replace everything with like electric, magnetic levitation bullet trains are going to cross complete oceans. I'm not against that. I think it sounds kind of cool. I'd love to see that. Okay. So
I remember a little caveat, if I may. Mm-hmm. I remember reading an article, actually, just a couple of years ago. Someone was proposing an idea to make essentially a bullet train or a maglev train from California to New York. And this thing would be able to travel across the entire country in a matter of hours instead of days.
I mean, they have something like that in Japan, don't they?
Yes, they do. And it sounded so neat. I would love for something like that to actually come to fruition. But here's the little catch about that. You're going to make a big old maglev train. You need an awful lot of power. You are not going to get that from solar energy. You're not going to get that from necessarily wind energy either.
So, like, all right, right now, just in this state, coal-based. But we also have, when you look over on the mountains where we're at, I mean, there's the wind farm. The wind farms are all over the place. And that's pretty much clean energy.
Yeah.
100%. The downfall of that is nobody wants to have a windmill in their backyard. If I had one of those big-ass windmills sitting in my backyard, it could power my house and, like, the entire, I guess, quotes, neighborhood.
Right.
All around me. Nobody wants to have that near them because it's an eyesore. It depletes the rustic aesthetic of my home. Uh-huh. Okay? So what most people have to do is that windmill is moved miles and miles and miles and miles and miles away. That's why they look so tiny, is because they're so far away.
Yeah.
Now, what some people fail to realize is 97% of the electricity that is generated from those windmills is lost in the transfer from the windmill to the power plant, wherever the energy is being stored, battery-based, or just in like a turbine facility.
Well, that is a catch. I remember doing a project when I was going to community college on the different types of wind energy. And there are 3 different types of wind turbines, too. I don't know if you knew that. But there's 3 different types of wind turbines. The big ones that we have here in West Virginia, they're actually really good. Wind farms here in West Virginia would be the best option because you know how the weather is.
Yeah.
Solar farms would not be a great idea.
Look, I'm tempted to look up like the personal windmills that you can buy and build. I'd love to put one on my property.
I found a website where you can actually build your own out of PVC pipe and stuff.
And as a veteran, you can get a grant of like upwards of $5,000 or $15,000 that you can get a grant to green your home.
Yeah.
Like my plan is to put a metal roof on this house in the upcoming summer, and then solar panel that would be awesome. But we don't get very much sunlight. We get some, but not enough to really justify it to where it'll pay for itself.
Right.
A couple windmills, like maybe one up near my detached garage, mounted to the side of that because it's always windy right here.
Yeah.
There's always a breeze blowing, and these smaller turbines don't need that much to move.
No, they don't.
And if you pay all that, like you use all that, you don't have to pay it back. I was like, okay, being a veteran's got a little bit of there's a perk there.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, buying a home as a veteran sucked. Did I tell you that? I had to write a letter to the VA because they wanted to know how I was going to make my house payment.
Hey, I got a pre-approval veteran loan finally.
Yeah, but I mean, like they said, we want to know how you're going to make this house payment, sir. I had to write that.
I have a job.
No, hands down. Here's how the letter went. It was like, Dear VA, I'm going to put some like soft piano music to this. Dear VA, I currently work at what we call a job. And every 2 weeks, the job provides me with monies. And then after 2 of those bi-weekly cycles have passed and I have accrued the monies twice, I shall send you the monies in form of debit or an ACH electronic deposit to your banking institution to pay for the house. And I shall do that every day for about the next 30 years till the house is paid off. Like, I had to say, I'm going to get up and go to work and work a job and get paid and take some of that money and pay them. That's a thing.
Yeah.
That is it. Yes. Windmills.
Back to the subject.
Where's my beer?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This is only going to slightly touch on not quite the politics, but the politics of the politics. So forgive me, crowd, but all I'm just going to say is when they shut down like the coal mines, to go back to that coal mining industry, when they shut down the coal mines, if you don't have a way to fix like the coal
right
ponds,
there, like you were going exactly where I was steering it in a long drawn out way.
That's the thing that bothered me the most. You're going to deprive 50,000 people of a job. Let's just say it was 50,000.
You're saying those people need to be at least re-educated to retrained to have something to cover that part of the industry.
Exactly. Harvest the coal ponds. You have these coal ponds now that are a danger because we all have heard about stories of the coal pond dams busting and destroying communities here in
I used to have spring water here, and I guess that slurry came through, and between that and I guess the potential of fracking pretty much tainted this whole area. We had to be hooked up to the municipal water.
Right. So if you can't fix the potential pollution or the pollution that already exists, if you can't treat that, if you can't do anything useful with it, then why are you going to shut it down?
Well, see, here's my thing. It's not even the treatment of the pollution. It's, okay. Devil's advocate. Yes, we're polluting. We're burning coal. Yes, bad for the ozone layer.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, George Carlin. The planet's fine. The planet's absolutely fine. People are fucked. Okay, let's get that straight. Like,
I agree.
We're not saving the planet. We're trying to save ourselves in the future generations. Okay, don't tell me the planet's in jeopardy. Planet's been around a long time.
Yeah,
going to be around long after we're gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we could all just admit we drive gas guzzling cars. Yes, and you can drive a Prius and it still creates emissions. And yes, we want to get rid of all that. In a utopian society like frickin' Star Trek, okay?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I support that. However, comma, if you don't have a fix ready, and not even the cleaning up of the already existent pollution, but a viable replacement.
Right.
I understand that like the Elon Musk of the world want to replace, give me the Tesla truck. Okay, fine. Make it affordable.
Yes.
Make it affordable so somebody like regular Joe Schmo like me can afford it just to drive it.
Not just car industry affordable. I'm talking affordable.
Yeah, genuinely affordable for like a middle class like American citizen.
Okay, I'm not talking. I wouldn't ask for a car this cheap, but Henry Ford made his cars, and they cost about $300 for the normal citizen at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was way more affordable than most cars being made that were over, tens of thousands of dollars at that time. And now I think $300 now converts to, I don't know, $12,000, $15,000.
Yeah, it's just the inflation rate.
Right, exactly. So it was way more competitive back then. Make something good that we can start actually being like, heck yeah, I'm going to go buy me one of these things because it's only, $5,000. Heck yeah.
Right.
I'll go to that.
Okay, so we were talking about like having the viable solution to the problem of pollution. That's a rhyme, unintentional. But if you want to stop the pollution, have the viable solution to it being solar, wind, whatever. But it has to be, I wouldn't even say maybe like well established enough to where it could just effectively replace it. Yeah, you can phase things in. I'm not saying a full swap. Because also in the same turn, the Green New Deal was also trying to say things like that. It just needs to be a full swap. Stop everything right now. Get it changed. We're all going to die. Panic. Panic in the streets, run. We're all going to die.
Well, there's another catch that everybody that talks about green energy always forgets. And I've been very fascinated in green energy for years.
Hey, real quick, you know what I really love about those windmills is there's a group that has successfully pissed off. It's pissed off the hippies.
It's pissed off the hippies?
Because it like birds were flying into the blades.
That's not really as much of a problem as they think it is.
Doesn't matter. It's their problem now, and that's all they see.
Because the birds can see. They see things.
That's why we want them. That's why we want the windmills that far away. Because that way you don't find yourself in a classic FIMBY scenario.
So you put...
Are you familiar with FIMBY?
No, I'm not. I'm not familiar with
the
FIMBY.
The FIMBY scenario is I'm pretty sure it's purely American.
Okay.
Where every problem exists elsewhere and it's completely fine. But then you go, fuck, it's in my backyard.
Right.
FIMBY.
Oh, okay.
It's a FIMBY scenario. So if you had the windmill actually in your backyard, not just metaphorically.
So it's FIMBY problem.
Yeah. I like it. So yeah, the drawbacks of the green.
Okay, so the thing, our entire energy grid is set up off of coal or natural gas, nuclear energy. Side note, nuclear energy would be the best green energy to go to, by far.
Just as soon as it's completely stable and everybody trusts it, but nobody ever will.
Well, it is completely stable, and it should be something that everybody trusts.
Until the planet wants to move some of those pesky tectonic plates.
True. So the thing with green energy is when electricity is being used throughout the country, you have peak usage hours, and then you have minimum usage hours.
Or the non-peak hours, yeah.
When you have green energy is producing peak energy all the time. Now, it's true, our grid can handle that, but what happens is when it's midnight and everybody throughout the country is no longer using 120 watts an hour, where does that energy go? We don't have the infrastructure to store that energy temporarily, because otherwise it would overload the system if it's max energy all the time. Mm-hmm. We would have house fires. We would have transformers exploding. We would have all kinds of things going on.
Is a perfect segue. Perfect segue.
Nobody thinks about that when they talk about green energy.
Because the thing I wanted to talk to you about has that solution.
Oh, really?
Has that solution.
You found something good, huh?
But first, let's hear a word from our sponsor, who we still do not have. I have contacted Manscaped, Dollar Shave Club, Manscaped. All they do now is send me coupons. I was like, I really just want to talk to a person who goes, you must answer the question. I'm like, what? And it's like, how often do you manscape? And I'm like, no, just put me in contact with a person. You must answer the question. Like it's a computer. Call the lawyers! Call the lawyers. Sorry, I didn't mean to blow the mic. Anyway.
Should try Black Rifle coffee or something.
It is delicious. I need to talk to them.
Yes.
Yeah, you gave me some of that for Christmas, and it's amazing. Solar frickin' Roadways.
Oh, yes.
Solar frickin' Roadways made out of 97% recycled glass fibers meets and exceeds the Department of Transportation's standards for stoppage, weight handling, distribution, and has its own heating elements built into it. Mm-hmm. So you could drive your motorcycle year-round and eliminate the need for plow trucks and salt trucks. Potholes would be a thing of the past because you don't have to worry about that pesky snowplow ripping out a panel. But what if it does? It unplugs because it's a big hex panel. It's like a 3x3. 4 bolts and a hex. Boom. Done. Plug it in.
That would be great.
They're talking really like that has been established since like 2010.
Yeah,
it's been almost 10 years that they've been around. And here's the thing. I'm looking at their website. They're looking, it's not, they want to replace not only all the roads with this stuff, sidewalks, playgrounds, patios, pool surroundings, sports courts, walkways, bike paths, airports, parking lots, residential roads, helipad, crosswalks, specialty parking, and your own driveway. Mm-hmm. They need to sponsor this show because, man, I'm really selling them right now.
It would generate power for the entire country because people are driving.
They're LED illuminated.
Yes.
So all the lanes are illuminated.
You wouldn't need to.
They're smart wired. If there's an accident that registers a collision miles up the road, Blinky Road that you're driving on starts registering and it will naturally divert lane traffic automatically.
Yep.
They're talking about integrating water filtration from rainwater that will fall into in between the cracks of these hex panels, and it will fall into what they're going to do is what they're going to replace the power lines, the whole power infrastructure that we've had since the dawn of electricity in this country. Taking all the power poles down, running everything into a simultaneous conduit channel that runs on both sides of it.
Yeah.
Not only is it going to protect all the electricity from EM. It's going to protect it from, I don't know, like trees and stuff that are always knocking over your power lines, but they're going to run like utilities through it.
Yeah.
They're talking about the excess power that these things can produce can be leached on and wired into homes. Like it would make, it was calculated that if just the Solar Roadways company itself was able to wire just like Route 50.
Right.
That pretty much crosses the whole country, like Route 66.
Right.
You could power most of the country just with that. All primary roads or just all highways, all interstates.
Right.
You did all that. They said there would be enough energy in that to power the country 3 times over. Unlimited energy.
I can't believe it. I really can.
And people go, well, what about the cloud cover? What about the snow and everything? Well, the cloud cover, it's not cloudy all over the country at all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there will probably be some still backups waiting for that, like a battery backup, your solar backup, anything like that. Nobody seems to be looking at this Solar Roadways thing. Now, they've had extended grants through the Department of Highways and like the National Transportation Safety Board has given them all sorts of stuff. But these guys are just like hanging out. You don't hear diddly squat from them.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a real solution.
If you added up all the mileage from all the interstates in the U.S., you're not going to have cloud cover over all of that millions of miles of roadage.
Yeah.
You're not. And also, there's another technology, speaking of roadway tiles, I've seen that there's another roadway technology that just the sheer weight of a vehicle driving over it generates electricity.
Talking about like perpetual motion.
No, it's a pressure plate, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like the ocean is the world's largest perpetual motion machine. Like waves come in and out, right? But in an unnatural environment that is the road, the natural perpetual motion is a vehicle that's going to drive over it.
Okay, yeah, then that would be accurate then.
We're going big brain on this episode.
Yeah.
I like it.
I had to expand
so smart right now.
Expand the thoughts right there, that's for sure.
Hang on, we gotta take a quick break here and scrape Wayne's brains off the wall after I just blew his mind.
But yes, yeah, and just the weight of that vehicle going over the tile would cause up and down pressure that would cause a generation of electricity.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
It's like those the old shake flashlights. Remember, you got to shake them up.
Yeah, the shake flashlights.
Thank God there's not a camera in this office right now because it's like, you shake it up like shake weight.
Yeah. Basically the same principle, really.
Except a lot more power. There's little shake flashlights. Those are good for like 30 seconds, but...
Yeah, but it's still something, and it's power, but it's power on demand. Mm-hmm. Now, sure, each tile might only make a couple, millivolts, but you talk about several thousand tiles.
Yeah, one car driving over several thousand tiles over like just a few miles.
Yes.
Multiply that at rush hour.
Right, exactly. That's thousands of volts of energy, probably.
I like it.
I don't know the math, but I did a little bit of electrical stuff when I was in school, but now I'm just, you follow arrow this way. That's all I know. Green New Deal is it's a childish idea. And it's like somebody who was a kindergartner wrote it.
Greta Thunberg. How about that little gem? No, we are not talking about this. I told you.
Nope. I thought we were staying away from politics.
We are. Like I said, look, man,
that's going to get a couple of.
Look, hands down, that Green New Deal thing. Yeah, it's a dream.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible dream.
No.
Like hell yes, would I love to see that in our lifetime. It's just not achievable right now.
Yeah.
Well, like you want to tell people to buckle down and don't drive and do this. We got to save the energy. We got to save. Just don't burn the emissions. And look, there was people that tried to get gas prices were getting too high.
Right.
And this happened in my parents' lifetimes when they were a little bit younger, and it was nobody bought gas in the country.
Right.
For a day, just a day. Nobody filled up. Nobody topped off. Nobody gave a little squirt. At the Exxon. Gas dropped like $1.
Oh, yeah.
In a day. We tried doing that years ago. Shit didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't... People are going to go, hey, we gotta make this deal happen. We gotta swap over and be completely green. Nope.
Yeah. Well,
I'm one of those, but I'm also a realist about it. I go, no, because it's not achievable. Not for me. Not for the level of income that we're at. Not for what it is. Like for the bills that we have to pay as like a regular ass, just flat middle class dudes. It's just you can't.
Well, I'll say this much: the Green New Deal. I mean, it sounds great for us and what you would call a first world country. America.
I said I'd love to see it.
However, there is talk about this being the policy throughout the entire world, and
in a utopian environment.
I can tell you,
world, hell yes, but make it achievable. We have to have the ability to do so, not just the want, not just the need. We also have to have the ability to do it.
Well, the developing countries that we have simply just cannot do that. They can't do it. They cannot function without fossil fuel energies.
This country's almost, or probably over now, $22 trillion in debt. We can't afford to swap out the old air conditioning unit for the brand newfangled, room splits.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And that whole plan's talking like, 30, 40, 50 trillion dollars more added onto the debt. And that's an actual fact. I mean, I can't pull up the little www for it, but I mean, you're talking trillions of dollars of infrastructure to implement that. And they're like, and all you want to do is ask where the money's coming from. Well, somebody's got to do the work.
Yeah, somebody has to do the work, and that's my favorite part of it is the pure irony. Is if any of this work could get done, though, how much diesel fuel's got to get burnt there to start hauling equipment?
Well, here's the thing.
Start enacting some of this. You're going to add 10 times the emissions, 100 times the emissions running the old equipment.
How are you going to get the free labor to do it? Mm-hmm. And people are like, well, people will just do it. Really? People will just do it. How?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would. Hands down, I would. But if they're going to say, we can't pay, be like, look, okay, I understand that. I want to do my part.
Yeah.
But I still have to work my regular job. And I'll come in here for a few hours on my weekends.
But where's my parts at? Well, you have to buy your parts. Excuse me? Wait, you want me to go green, but you want me to buy all the parts.
Yeah.
And I've got other things I could better invest my money on, So
glass is up for the utopian dream that is that Green New Deal. Like I said, if we had the ability, I'd love to see it.
If we could go to it, that would be awesome. But
I still like driving my gas guzzling car, though. Something about internal combustion just does it for me.
Yeah, I would love to see, though, for like national energy, I would love to see more nuclear energy. Mm-hmm. I would love to see more of that.
If we start getting those nuclear powered cars, it'd be like, oh, we're living in fallout now. It's fallout.
They did that back in the 1970s. They made a nuclear fission powered car. Actually, it didn't work out too well.
What happened to it?
Very slow acceleration. Difficulties with the reactor, and it's incredibly difficult to fuel it back up when it needs to get fueled.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that.
And then, of course, the sheer likelihood of if you got in an accident.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Thinking about it, like this day and age, imagine if we had a bunch of those running around on the road.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's busy making a TikTok or a tweet or, some Snapchat.
Right.
Yeah. It was 17 nuclear explosions down I-79 today.
It's like,
only 380 lives were lost.
It's like, well, let me break out this mask real quick.
Yeah. Oh, we got the new model here. It's got that nice the uranium-44 yellow cake.
I got that
V6 in it, but
hey, I bought that new lead-lined.
I was about to say it's all lined in lead.
I bought that new lead-lined air filter for my mask. It's a 1600T model.
The engine hood is lined with the densest of Arabian lead. Like, I don't know, it's an artisanal lead because we're living with the hipster, hippie generation with everybody wants everything just Etsy, just making.
It's got the cooling fit.
Oh, God, that was dangerously sounding like Alex Jones there for a second. I apologize. Shipping everything to China, making the frogs gay.
People have problems.
Yeah.
But that would be a terrible future because then everybody would be running around like Gollum all of a sudden, and
we'd all be super thin then, and it would be great.
Needs the process to with some Instagram posts, yes.
Speaking of which, there's a couple of the Instagram models that's like, are you related to Gollum? I don't know.
You can't make fun of their religion, man, because it's Crystal Methodist.
Crystal Methodist.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's because it's on the internet. It has to be true. But we're pretty much right here at the end of it.
I got nothing left.
Yeah, we're right about an hour.
It was a good discussion, that's for sure. A lot of fun.
Lots of passion was being thrown around there. Well, all right, guys. Looks like we're all out of time here for this little passion party. That's weird because passion parties are a completely different thing.
All
right, guys, we're all out of time here for this soiree of awesome and just enlightenment. So thank you guys for tuning in. This has been River Sullivan, and with me here for the second time, Navy Wayne.
Y'all have a great one.
Don't forget to check us out on Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio soon, coming soon here to Apple iTunes and Google Play Podcasts this evening, tonight. Signing off. All right, guys. Have a good one, and peace out. Fucking chair.
Oh, yeah.
Quit squeaking the chair. I hate it.